Ladies and gents, have you heard the news? The curtain's about to rise on the show of a lifetime. To choose our new ruler, we're going to give all of you a chance to take center stage in a show of power for the whole kingdom. And we call it the Tournament for the Throne! Our aspirants will set out on a grand tour of the 3 allied nations' capitals, taking part in a variety of exciting trials. First, we have the Exhibition of the Brave. Slay a monster plaguing our fair people and bring its head to Oceania's capital in time. Biggest find takes the win. Official word is, this event's open to all. So what do you think, ladies and gents? Are you in it to watch? Or in it to win?
This guy's eyebrows remind me of Sojiro. Is that his name? The cafe guy?
Why call us so early in the morning? What is that journal?
I had Fabienne bring it up. Something occurred to me, so I asked her to go through Grius' personal effects.
Hey, looks like he was investigating the curse too.
There's a note here. Given the spell's complexity, it must have required a scribed formula.
You mean to suggest Luis possesses a written composition of the curse somewhere? And if we can find that...
Yes! I'd wager, even if we can't kill Luis, we might still have a shot at breaking the curse.
But that attack took place years ago, didn't it? This curse's formula could be lost for good.
We have little choice but to hope it's not. I'm not saying it would be easy. And the real trick will be finding it. We wouldn't leave it unprotected.
A crier for the church was handing these out.
A flyer for the Tournament for the Throne. This popularity contest is state-sponsored now. An interesting gamble for those politicians. I like the bit about all this being in the interest of fairness, those weasels. But saying it's being organized by the state. The throne's empty. This smells like the theocracy at work. Probably Forden himself.
You think Forden's looking to fix the competition in his favor? He's been in first place this whole time.
In the interest of fairness, remember? If he wins a fair race, he gets legitimized, and Luis gets put on the back foot.
That bodes ill. Those with existing support could easily solidify their claim. Even should His Highness wake, he may lose the throne.
If we don't hurry and find a way to get close to Luis, we're sunk. What are we supposed to do?
We need to plan and then we can take action. As an elder, I'm an outcast in this city. I think that gives us an advantage here. I guess we're entering the tournament.
Let's enter this tournament for the throne.
Huh? Hey, were you even listening to us? Besides, the prince isn't exactly in a position to take part in...
Wait. It sounds crazy, but I think he might be onto something there. This could be just the excuse we need to get close to Luis. He doesn't care about your tribe so long as you prove capable, yes? That's what Zorba was saying. Which means, even though the world looks down on you as an elder, having the power to kill humans puts you in his good graces.
You're going to make him a candidate for the throne?
If all we need to do is get Luis's attention, then that's sure to get the job done. If we're lucky, he might even try to recruit us.
I see. An undercover operation, is it? Quite a gambit. But it may well be our best chance at finding this formula.
Just hold on a second. Getting Luis's attention is all well and good. But remember who's actually risking their life here.
Infiltrating Luis's ranks will be dangerous. If I'm found out, I'll be as good as dead.
What do you think? Having heard all this, do you want to enter the running?
Yeah, sure.
Of course I do.
No hesitation at all.
Right.
I'm reminded of the words the prince spoke to me in our youth.
In my ideal world, people can believe in their future. Their birth doesn't matter. No matter who someone is, they deserve a fair country. If it's to help achieve that, I will stand for the prince as a candidate for the throne.
Sheesh. So much for being a guide. Now you're the one leading me around.
Your resolve has marked you a fine fit for the role. I have trusted you with my life before, and would gladly do so again.
I inherited Greece's journal. Okay, I don't know what to do with that.
Good heavens. Haven't you put yourself in enough danger? Listen to me. I don't want you going down the same path he did. Are you really this set on running off again?
Yes.
Yes. I've got a job to do.
Huh. Familiar words. I'll be cheering for you in this mess of a competition. Truth be told, I wish I could do more than feed and shelter you.
What's the competition?
It's a big, grand race to see who will be the next king. The whole country will be watching.
So you're going to try and become king? Wow! Then I'll cheer for you as loud as I can.
You have your first advocate, it seems.
Suppose you'll have to actually try for the throne now, eh? Your Majesty.
That's the plan.
That was the plan from the start.
That's the spirit.
Well, if we want Luis to notice you, we'll have to make quite a stir among the people. Maybe reaching for the throne will do it.
Does that mean you're not coming back?
No, we'll be back. Although we might be a while.
I don't like when it gets lonely.
Maria.
But I'll be cheering for you. I hope you win the race. You'd be a good king.
Thank you.
Thank you
My
for your
follower.
support.
Yeah.
Now, we'd best get registration out of the way, but we'll need some legs for the journey. It's mostly lawless wastes between cities.
Judging by this specified deadline, we're unlikely to reach the Principality of Oceana's capital in time on foot.
I bet all these fancy nobles have their own gauntlet runners to ride in.
A carriage might save our chances, if we could find one. Perhaps we split up for now. I'll leave you two to the registration. They should be taking entrance at the recruitment center.
This should be the place, right?
Excuse us, we're looking to join the tournament for the throne.
Aye? Bit young, ain't ya? And who's the kid? He with you?
I'm not a kid.
I'm not a kid.
I call it as I see it, mate. Well, I'd not have thought it, but you're an elder, ain't ya? And you want to be king. Well, the novelty of it might win you some looks.
Could you just do your job, please? Can he register or not?
Ah, an elder. Now that I think of it, weren't you in that pack of recruits that went off to the northern fort? Thought I heard they were all wiped out. What? We got a deserter turning up?
No, they said he'd just dragged the company down, so they left him at the capital. He, got on the captain's bad side.
Could swear I've seen you before, too. Well, hardly matters with no captain to verify it with. Go on, then. You can represent the lesser tribes so nobody complains.
That was a close one.
And, obviously, you're gonna need a carriage. Otherwise, the whole thing's off for you. You're obligated to attend the opening ceremony tomorrow. It'll be at the plaza at the Grand Cathedral. Don't be late.
Okay.
We'll have to hope Hulkenberg can find us a carriage.
As for us, I expect we should see about finding a monster to slay. If it's not impressive enough, Luis won't look twice at you.
Some postings over there. They should be offering bounties on monsters the guard can't handle. Let's take a look.
Looks like everyone else had the same idea.
One of these bounties is bound to make me stand out. But which? Bigger is probably better.
Hang on! There's nothing but small-time contracts here!
Are you lot here for this tournament, then? Bit slow, I'm afraid. Most of my worthiest monster bills have already been snapped up by other competitors.
How about requests on anything aside from monsters? Bounties include criminals too, right?
I suppose I've got one of those, yeah.
Let's see. Ugh, he's horrible. Heisme. A villainous kidnapper. Looks like the army's been trying to catch him for a while now.
This might just be perfect.
Whoa. You have any idea who that is? That man's an elite. An ex-royal knight, they say. It makes short work of a scrawny little urchin.
I'm not an urchin.
That. Besides, didn't you hear what it is they're actually looking for?
Oh, of course. It's about whoever can bring in the biggest monster head, right?
If you imbeciles can't even get that straight, you've no chance at winning. They want kingly types, not children play acting.
You came here to say all that?
Little... Is that the kind of competition we can expect?
He was right about the rules, though. What are you thinking?
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
We're supposed to get a monster's head. So why are you going for a criminal? Any idea what he's up to?
Maybe he has a big head.
Maybe this criminal has a really big head?
Come on, that's a stretch. And if he had a gigantic head, you'd think they'd mention it in the contract.
Don't worry, I'll explain everything later.
As long as you can convince Hulkenberg, I guess.
Ho there!
No.
Are you really taking the bounty on Heisme?
Yeah.
You three must be heaven sent. Please, would you listen to our plight?
Have I seen this guy before?
Your pardon, gentlemen. I'm Barden, a guard captain for Matira, a town to the south. The bounty on Heisme is up at my behest.
A guard captain? This fellow's made some powerful enemies.
We can't afford lenience. On top of his past crimes, Heisme has stooped to abducting our wee ones. Our children. Selling them off, some say. If our city becomes known for nightly disappearances, what sane resident would stay? Community and trade will dwindle and die.
But he's just a lone kidnapper, right? Even if he's some infamous criminal, why can't the guard handle it?
That's the trouble. He makes his hideout somewhere too dangerous for our soldiers to tread. Deep in the territory of vicious giant worms.
Giant worms?
We've no idea how he manages to operate out there without getting devoured himself.
I see. Tricky problem indeed.
Perhaps he's
I've
a
no
worm
choice
whisperer.
but to swallow my pride and post a bounty. Yet no matter how many times I renew the bill, none have taken it. A pitiful sight, isn't it? A soldier who can't protect his home, whether by strength or by surrender.
I've never
Laugh if you
seen
must.
Ken but Ken Nay does make sense. I mean, I wouldn't laugh.
We would never laugh at such a plight.
It
You
seems
only
kind of
cast away your
weird.
honor in the name of protection. Nothing pitiful in that. Swallow your pride no more, man. We'll take your contract.
Thanks to you. That you'd accept such a perilous request, even with this tournament looming over everything. Closure. Thank you all. And thank God for bringing you to me. In that case, we shall meet in Matira, the old castle town. Please, make haste.
Okay.
Well, no backing out of this now. You sure this is what we want?
Way I see it, if we want to make a big impact this late, it's going to take some creativity. Besides, this is apparently a knight-turned-kidnapper. The man can't be allowed to go on. What would His Royal Highness do in our place?
I guess that's fair.
I'll convince Hulkenberg. Somehow. You go on and accept the contract.
Is this knight like actually evil, or is he actually like rescuing these children from terrible situations or something? He could also just be terrible himself. That's very much possible. Where am I going? I never know how to leave this place.
All right then. Where to?
Oh gosh, is this the exit? Oh, Grand Cathedral?
Wait!
Oh, I need to, okay. Got it. Oh, what's a whippersnapper like you doing here? Don't tell me you're actually thinking of participating in the tournament for the throne. Oh, the audacity of youth. That's rich. A mere fledgling with no history or experience to speak of as king? The idea makes me sick to my stomach.
No, thank you.
The ideal leader of this country is a dignified man of great age, one with years of experience, and and yet upstart school children like you and Luis dare to. It hardly matters. You won't be able to fight much longer, so struggle as you like. I'd be happy to give the eulogy at your funeral. I suppose he's a candidate too. Okay.
Hey!
Hey, would it be alright if we accepted the bounty contract for Heismay? Heismay? You sure you can handle that? We can't be held liable if you get yourself killed out there. Yeah, of course I can. You're an odd one, alright. Either that or you're just green. Head to Martira? Can't remember how they said this. You can probably get more information there.
Let's focus.
No deadline. Increases courage. I'm still trying to figure out where What's-Her-Face is. You can accept bounce. Oh, I don't want to read that. Okay.
Let's call it.
Okay, we got the contract, so let's head back to the inn for now. Is he like God bored and hard? So I actually can't do this right now.
No registration issues, I trust?
No, indeed. And we found ourselves a perfect target.
Fine work.
Stroll.
See? She's convinced. Nothing to worry about. Don't worry about it. I'll prepare a map of the surrounding areas as well. But never mind that. Have you found us a kingly carriage?
Well, I have made some arrangements. How best to put it? The vessel itself is without peer. Supposedly, it will come to us on the day of the opening ceremony.
You don't sound too sure about that.
No, I'm certain. All I mean to say is, well, you shall soon see for yourself.
Well, under the circumstances,
Okay.
I'll take what we can get. And setting that up in a day. Not so bad having a knight on our side.
Don't say that yet.
You needn't speak so. In truth, I've just resigned from the Knight's Order. Though 'tis only my bond of service I relinquish, not my title. We will shortly be seeking Luis's esteem. Should it come to light that I am a knight in active service, it may jeopardize our efforts.
Still, you didn't hesitate to leave. I can tell you're serious about this.
'Twas not an abrupt parting. I've come to doubt the Order since returning to find them serving the Santifex and not the Royals. Those who refused the Church's rule were cast out for their defiance. I only hope those fallen knights found useful employ elsewhere.
Sounds like you've been through a lot too.
Well, in any case, we can focus on our bounty contract now. Let's make sure we get some proper rest tonight. Let's rest.
We should probably stay inside and rest today. Okay. Wait, can I actually go somewhere? Or actually can't go anywhere? I know you said to call it a night, but like, what if I called it a day? I don't know what I'm saying. Okay. I'll talk to Stroll then.
Hey!
I asked Fabienne for a map of Martira. She gave me the one from Greece's personal effects. It covers all the main roads. You may have found one in town, but a military map always has more details.
Yeah.
Fabienne continues to be our anchor. To pay her back, let's achieve our goals. Okay. I guess I'm going. Oh, I didn't see Hulkenberg.
Now then,
Our preparations seem to be proceeding without issue. Well, apart from one massive overtuned uncertainty. Never mind, forgive me, my mutterings. Just please do not be surprised, no matter what we're presented with. Oh gosh, where did she get us?
Don't push yourself too much.
Is it just like a fat chocobo cart or something? A guy?
Good night.
Rickshaw type situation.
Can I come in?
You want to read some more?
Want to read some more?
Not today.
Oh.
You're all leaving tomorrow, right? I'll be cheering for you. So I just... Oh no. I promised Miss Fabian I wouldn't cry.
I won't tell her.
It's alright. I won't tell her.
Papa was trying to stop a bad man, you said. And that's what you're all doing too, isn't it? Please come back home safe. I'll be waiting here as long as it takes.
It's a promise.
It's a promise.
All right. Promise? The next time I see you again, can you tell me more about the outside world?
This one's important.
Okay.
I never got a chance to say this to Papa. So, thank you. I'll go to bed now.
Captain, may I have a moment?
Good night.
I was hoping for a chance to speak before we set out. Since our meeting, I've done nothing but impose on you. Now, you risk your very life for this cause. 'Tis no easy burden. It pains me to see. When I think of how this may yet save His Highness, I lose sight of all else. Such disregard ill becomes me.
You're truly devoted to him.
You truly are devoted to him, aren't you?
I suppose I am at that. A guiding oath of 12 years is not easily cast aside. But that book, we met once before, on a carriage bound for the capital. Do you recall?
When you got me thrown out?
I remember your stunt getting me flung in the wastes.
My apologies. I thought only to minimize casualties, one way or another. So, 'tis a novel envisioning an ideal world. Curious to see a utopian novel these days. I'd thought them long since banned.
I didn't know they were banned.
You needn't worry. I've no intention of taking it from you. I've sometimes wondered why such books were forbidden. Rumors say the Sanctists objected to their contents. Yet I wonder, how could a simple book have possibly stung them so? Do you mind if I read a passage or two?
Knock yourself out.
So, it is a fiction written as if a personal account. This chapter seems to concern the system by which the nation's leader is decided. In this country, one cannot become even a statesman, much less sovereign, without the consent of the people. Those who aspire to statecraft must first solemnly swear before the people what they will do in service of their country. Should they earn title but break their word, they are denounced and stripped of power. Such is the authority of the people. In this way, it is the people who are the land's true king. Quite the opposite of our own country. Now I see why our upper echelons would abolish such texts. Had our lands embraced such accountability, perhaps His Royal Highness would not have suffered such a fate. No. As a knight, 'tis not my place to say. I must clear my head of these fantasies. In the end, clinging to a dream will do me no good. Oh, I suppose 'tis not so bad to dream now and then. It takes power to walk the path of our dearest hopes. Perhaps that is the purpose of this newfound strength. My dearest dream. 'Tis to save His Highness, even at the cost of my life. Nothing more.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Oh, a whole cutscene. That's a lot of hair.
Judah!
Lady Juna!
Does she have the weird eyes? I think she just has regular eyes. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they are just weird. I can't tell. Oh, she's an idol? No, she does have weird eyes. My idol just became king.
Even I'm feeling the heat.
Well, I suppose it's time to fan the flames. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one and all to the inauguration of the Tournament for the Throne! For the first time, the crown is anyone's to claim, as long as the aspirants can complete 3 grueling challenges.
Wow, a Sanctus Crier! He's perfect for this!
Let's discuss the venues. We kick off in the west, in the Pearl of the Coast, the Principality of Oceania's harbour city capital, Port Brilehaven. There, they face their first challenge, the Exhibition of the Brave. Each contender must bring back the head of a monster, a mark of their prowess and courage. Next, our would-be monarchs head east. Upon the misty peaks, we arrive in the Principality of Montario's beautiful city of faith, Altaberry Heights. And finally, our heroes make their well-deserved return home to Grand Trad. But first, let's do introductions. It's time to meet those risking their lives for the crown. Closest to the throne, I know him, you know him. It's Sanctism's one and only 78th Sanctifex, His Eminence, Forden!
Victory to Sanctifex Forden!
Ayo. I don't know why I'm cheering.
I claim no great ambition, nor any heated calls to action. All I wish is to restore order for our people and to safeguard our land from the threats beyond.
I thought he was holding a rake for a second.
This chaos we face is but one of God's many trials. Let us restore our kingdom's glory together!
Moving right along, we come next to His Eminence's champion, the very spear in his hand, the warrior monk captain of the Crown Theocracy, Master Giddo!
I come before you only in loyal service of His Eminence. I relinquish the throne to him gladly. But those who would seize the crown by force, I will teach you to fear God and to fear me!
So much for this being a fair competition. How many horses do the Sanctists have in this race?
As many as they need,
It's
probably.
not over by far. The Luis supporters won't take this lying down.
What cowardice, Crier! Where's Count Louise?
We just started. It's only been 2 people so far. And you're like, where's Luis?
All right, settle down. At this time, I can report that Count Luis has not applied to enter the tournament.
What? He's not even entering?
Then what becomes of us? Our entire purpose in this race was to get closer to him.
Don't worry. He's definitely paying attention. He's only in second as it is, so we can't afford to ignore this whole production. Sit tight. I'm sure he'll make a move soon.
All right.
Welcome from this guy doing the fancy flips.
Supporters, you might want to meet our next entrant. A rising socialite, a man of ambition, godless and fearless, the brash young warrior serving Count Luis, Gladel, the Black Hound.
Him? So he was one of Luis's men.
Does he have, well,
The fallen king
a type?
embraced sanctism and all its holy tenets, and for what? He was nothing before Lord Luis. Look to the sky all you wish. No god can save you! What our country needs is power!
Well, it's not quite all the contenders, but let's get on with the introductions. The great liberal merchant, it's Roger Ward. By war, by conquest, by right, it's Rudolph Krauss. In it more for the gauntlet runners than the throne, it's Lena Caden. Sure to be popular by pledging free drinks for life, it's Loveless O'Shea.
Of course.
Uplifting the beautiful and deposing the hideous, it's Milo Maurizio.
Wow. If we lose this, I think the country has some even bigger problems.
Now, I do believe we have one final candidate. Do we have an Elden boy present?
Yeah.
Come on, let's see a face.
Me? Hi.
What? An elder? Disgraceful. Is this the only way you could think to
I'm
distinguish
disgraceful.
yourself?
You see these other contestants, and I'm disgraceful? I think we're all equally disgraceful.
By the way, the ride you applied with still hasn't arrived. And if it doesn't show up by the time the noon bell rings, you're disqualified. All right?
Hey! What's going on?
That nitwit! What is he doing?
Another cutscene?
So, contestants, are you ready?
What? Last, I say! Wait! Found your behave!
A land runner?
It's quick!
Wait, it's headed right for the...
It'll crash! Whoa!
What the heck is that?
Wonderful. So much for a first impression.
What ho? Isn't she a marvel, chums?
You don't! You nearly brought down the cathedral!
Have a care, you buffoon. It was bad enough when Luis did it the first time.
That feckless, shameless old fool.
Not bad, kid. Guess you've got some interesting tricks up your sleeve after all. Right! I'd call that a full roster. Ladies and gentlemen, race across the land. Go! Prove yourself worthy and earn your crown. For the people, for the throne. Let the games begin!
We must take to the road.
Come on, come on! So fast! Gotta hold on to something or I'll get blown up!
It's incredible!
I ended up standing out more than expected. I've gained a lot of interest, but I only consider this part of my mission to aid the prince. Oh.
Just a sec.
Whoa. What's with this thing? This is our carriage?
Can you hear me?
Shall I run her along the main road then? The others seem to be doing just as much. You're just as crazy as this runner. I'll take the compliment, little lady. Now, let's have some coordinates for a little test run. What's happening right now?
Let's see.
We want to go to a place called Martira. Old Castle Town, I think. Should be a ways south.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, Martira. Here it is. Down to Martira, eh? On this craft's legs? Oh, I'd say that'll be 4 days, 3 nights about.
Oh.
4 days and 3 nights. That's a great deal faster than a carriage. And surely the roads would be safer with that kind of speed.
Spectacular.
Bally good. Now cinch those bridges, chaps. Full steam ahead to Martira Old Castletown.
This is amazing! I don't know a thing about gauntlet runners, but even I can tell this is a hell of a craft. I can hardly believe she's ours to drive.
You're telling me, lad? Feels like ages since I've been out on the open road. This girl's been waiting long enough for her time to shine.
So this is what you used to talk with the driver? Convenient, that. Look, old fellow, are you really on our side? You realize we don't have funds to pay you.
Money? Ha! I'm not in this for the money, boy. What I want is a little gusto. What do you think, lad? Isn't this a rush?
It is at that. Like riding the wind.
That's the ticket. It's been so long since I've had a good chinwag.
Brilliant, isn't it?
I'm not interested.
I don't really care.
Oh, but my boy, you've only seen the test run. We'll have you gobsmacked in a couple acres' time, yes? We will. Where to, ladies? The world is our shellfish.
You certainly are a different person behind the wheel.
Hey, Hulkenberg! Can we get an explanation yet?
That man is Neurus. An Ishkia, if 'twas not obvious from the wings. And
I
despite
mean, I haven't seen him, except for just now.
he was heir to a noble house and personal machinist for the royal family.
What?
He's a master engineer, of course, positively peerless. But as you can see, the runners get him a bit excitable.
Peerless cucumber.
Neurus, are you there? I'm coming in.
Why does she kind of look nice with orange hair? I don't understand.
Even amidst all this commotion in town, I find you buried in your work.
Too much to do.
As always. To business then. I must ask a favor. Would you be able to ready a carriage for me?
No new commissions. No time for them. Ask another right.
It is not a new one I require. Before His Highness disappeared, did you not accept a contract to build him a custom carriage? Without a formal owner, I reasoned that it must now lie unused. I was hoping I might borrow it a short while.
But pish and tosh, woman. She is for royal use and naught else.
'Tis an unreasonable request, I know. But I'd not be asking without a grave need. Might I at least see it?
I mean, well,
'Twas specially made for His Highness, yes? Not a work you'd have sold off. Where lies it now?
I've deadlines to meet, dash it. Off with you now. Leave me be.
You've been acting stranger than usual. What ails you?
Whoa!
Good God. Is this? A gauntlet runner? The very craft commissioned for His Highness the Prince? Even knowing His Highness was gone, still you toiled away. Oh, Nuras, you are an inspiration. Such nobility of purpose.
Yes. Right.
However, for a craft meant for the royal family, it is rather excessive, isn't it? Did you really build this vehicle exactly to their orders? You cannot mean...
Well, at first, certainly. I followed the blueprints exactly. But then His Highness died, and... well, I couldn't just let the old girl waste away. A masterpiece like her? Collecting dust in storage? No! Unacceptable! Unthinkable! I'm working toward a dream. And this poor old girl is going to help me see it through. And then, finally...
You imbecile! A lowly, brazen court engineer butchering His Highness's inheritance for a hobby! For this mania! You embezzled the royal treasury and disrespected his legacy! Treason!
Mercy, please! Look, take my head if you must, milady. But leave the Balliol runner alone.
Look, this runner... Tis fully operational now, is it? Then I suggest you cooperate, for both our sakes. Finish your tinkering by tomorrow and bring it to the Grand Cathedral as soon as you can.
Eh? What's all this now? You play the proud soldier at me and then pluck it for your own schemes?
'Tis no scheme. I would use it for His Highness's sake.
For His Highness, eh? Hold a tick. Haven't you been looking for him? Wandering across God knows where, last I heard. So if you're back now and now you want a gauntlet runner for His Highness? Is His Highness still alive? That's it! I've got you, haven't I?
'Twas His Highness who gave you refuge while you were only a heretical scholar condemned by the Sanctists. The time has come to repay His mercy.
Understood.
Is that enough? Can this old duck really handle an undercover operation?
I know what you're thinking, but 'tis at least true that he feels an undying debt of gratitude to the royal family.
Pish and tosh, boy. A little faith. Not to brag, but this old duck's craft might be the fastest gauntlet runner in the kingdom. Why, probably the world.
I think. Maybe.
How encouraging.
All I want is to push this runner as far and as fast as she can go. Show her off to the world. And you? Well, I presume you'd rather work together than have to walk, eh?
He's
I don't
onto
know about
something.
this, but I guess we'll just have to trust him. What do you think?
I mean, it's better than nothing.
Better than no support at all, isn't it?
Besides, lad, you'll not find a faster machine than this.
Either way, he knows the prince is alive, so we can't just leave him to his own devices. We're all in the same boat. Or runner, I guess.
You lot can handle the fighting, and I'll handle all the driving and grease work. Just make sure you've got a proper plan for all this mess now.
This guy's got no filter. But he has a point. We do need to talk strategy.
So, summing up. Our first trial is to slay a monster. We take its head as proof, then get it to the goal line before the deadline. The bigger the head, the better. Our destination is Port Rhylehaven, the capital of the Western Principality of Oceania. It'd be a trek on foot, but this gauntlet runner should make it a snap.
So getting the bounty's head is our next move. And our target is a nefarious criminal who's been kidnapping and selling off children. Right?
A criminal? Did the task not specify a monster's head?
Don't worry, all part of the plan. We don't need to win this thing. We just need to get Luis's attention. Everyone's going to show up with monster heads, and we shake things up with a felon. A knight-turned-kidnapper at that. Shows them we're there for justice.
But to deliberately violate the rules, we risk being disqualified entirely. Then again, 'tis just as likely to win the people's attention and thereby Luis's. I do understand the intent. What do you think of this plan?
I trust all of you.
I trust all of you completely.
Good enough for me. A captain's got to trust his crew, after all. The bounty's Heisme, an ex-knight. I realize that's a little close to home, Hulkenberg, so if you'd rather hang back...
No. His title is precisely why I cannot let his atrocities stand. And yet, 'tis strange indeed that we are hunting a mere man when the trial demands a monster. Then again, our true aim is beyond the ambitions of any other aspirant. Our fate rests in this plan of yours, Stroll.
Thank you. I'll try to ensure your trust isn't misplaced.
Righto! Then our course is set. Feel free to use anything in the gauntlet runner. Even got a bathing room if you could use a wash.
Good to know. We can always look around more thoroughly later.
Yes. You needn't tire yourself out before we arrive.
Well, I'm a tinkerer and not much else. All my fighting happens in the old workshop. But I'll take you wherever you're going for your sake and mine. After all, the wilds out there are no berry picnic. Oh no. It's a den of wild beasts and savage scoundrels. And we'll not get past it without days on the road together. So, if you need anything besides a steady hand on the wheel, give me a hoot. Bound to find me in the cockpit or the engine room.
He's certainly an eccentric, but he doesn't seem like a bad person. We'll get used to him, I suppose. Oh, yeah?
Never been in a gauntlet runner. Kinda wanna see what the engine room looks like.
Let's see here.
I wonder where we're at right now.
Which one?
The runner makes a smooth ride, at least. Eccentricities aside, he's certainly earned his title as a port engineer. That said, I'm more concerned with its unseen workings. I do hope he hasn't made any dubious additions. A carriage can't begin to compete with a gauntlet runner's speed. I suppose they've earned their reputation. That I'm in constant fear of losing my lunch is far from ideal, but once I'm used to it, I'm sure the journey will be pleasant. Apparently Neris can speak to us from the cockpit through this bent metal tube. This door must lead to the end of the gauntlet runner. It's locked tightly to prevent accidental entry. Mind the rope, lad. Wouldn't want you going overboard. This thing kind of reminds me of I don't know what, I can't remember that guy's name, but he has like a top hat and he's kind of like a tall skeleton man in Frambeau. He has a ship. And then also, what is that game called? Grandia? I think? I didn't play that game that long because it gave me headaches with the camera, but I've heard it's a popular game. Wow, so this room's made for bathing? Can we really just hop in mid-ride and take a real bath? Now that I could get used to. I call first dip.
Hey!
Were you just going to straight up and strip nude? Where do you think you are? Unacceptable.
You're really
It's a bathing room. Nope, I ought to mention, no running water yet. Working on it.
Damn.
But unacceptable.
This is...
Got some stuff from the pantry. What's this way? I don't want to do that.
So?
You have to wash your dishes properly, but being that water is a precious resource, that actually goes double.
Got it.
It's the kitchen. I can prepare meals here. Okay. Secret stash.
Got it.
You just got beds in the hallway? Oh, wait, it's these little holes. These are beds. They seem pretty small. Yeah. Certainly saving space. They got books here? I thought books were illegal or something.
What's this?
Not much out there. How long have I been playing? Okay, I have one more hour. I will press on, even though my head is starting to hurt. Oh. Wonder what makes this thing run.
Hello?
First time on a gauntlet runner, eh? Whoa, that scared me. Looks like that pipe's in here too. It's called a runner phone. There's one in every room. Even the bathroom.
Spectacular.
Now, I believe I heard you speculating on the old girl's inner workings. The gauntlet runners use magma crystals as fuel to run, you see. It used to be you'd take your life in your hands when you traveled the wilds. Then, thanks to the kingdom's greatest minds, the gauntlet runner was born. The runner's actual legs are based on a colossal beast. Made them for zero momentum loss, even on the roughest terrain. Among other things, I've modified this craft with a bit more zip and speed. Another step closer to my dream. What dream? Long story, my girl. Best told to a captive audience with no plans for the next few days and nights. Never mind then. Maybe some other time. Anyway, still plenty about the old girl that's a work in progress. But by the time I'm done, she'll have some new tricks. You just watch. It'll be sunset before long, so start thinking about bedding down for the night. Can't run in the dark. The old girl needs her rest as much as we do. Why can't you run in the dark? Is it because you don't have any headlights? The choice is mine. Okay.
Now, where was I?
Come on.
Oh gosh.
Got
No! Just say never mind. Why am I like this too? I don't know. I didn't want to clean, but I guess I'm cleaning.
Okay? Hey!
You found some meat on the deck? Okay. Yeah, unfortunately.
The Gauntlet Runner arrives at the desert camp as the scorching sun sinks below the horizon, and the curtain of night falls over the land. Protected within the stalwart hull of the Gauntlet Runner, the party gains a short, peaceful respite.
Bonk.
Your thoughts?
Oh, how was that ride, eh? Smooth as butter, luxurious as a palace, awe-inspiring, tear-jerking. I wouldn't go that far. Come on now, lad, be honest. You'd be hard-pressed to find a runner that could run across sands as swiftly as she. Though, full disclosure, that's all thanks to the little mechanism I whipped together that keeps her legs from sinking into the dunes. Wouldn't have to worry about the terrain if she could just fly, but that's a story for another day. Off you go. Better get your 40 winks.
All right. Right.
We can use the toilet, but not the... the other one.
This...
Ooh, I need to be doing laundry all the time.
Now then.
You gotta keep the water at a consistent temperature to avoid staining the clothing. Why am I the master of laundry, you ask? Because my parents practically beat it into me. Any noble who can't wash his own clothes isn't worth the fabric he wears, or something to that effect. I had to learn about all different materials. In hindsight, I think they were trying to teach me not to take advantage of my title. Wisdom that still serves me to this day.
Nonetheless.
The more time that passes, the more I understand how great my parents were. Extolled the virtues of clean clothes. Okay. Nice. And I also found some money in the washing machine. Oh. Well, it's not mine, I don't think. Why don't you just hold on to it? That's a lot of money.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Good morning.
Top of the morning to you, my dear passengers. I trust that the sleeping quarters more than exceeded your expectations, eh?
True.
They were better than I feared, considering how tiny they are, but I've got a question of my own. Isn't the desert sand going to do a number on this runner? My boy. remember who maintains this rugged girl. Nary a grain of sand could fit between her seams, I assure you. Regardless, we'll be leaving these arid dunes behind tomorrow.
I knew it!
Wow, runners really are neat, aren't they? A carriage would never be able to get through this desert this fast, but... just keep an eye on the road, okay, Neris? Two days. Well, I'm heading back to do laundry, you guys. So see you later. Is this just like a random stat? I'm doing laundry.
This... Understood.
Now then.
There's a trick to drying clothes, you know. Getting them free of wrinkles is a skill on its own. It's all about snapping your wrists and popping the clothes. Yes, popping the clothes. Back in the day, I had to practice over and over until I got a pop worthy of a nod. Our village had a big laundry day several times a year, and all the people would come together and chat as we labored away. This takes me back in a way. This guy has a lot of thoughts about laundry. More money?
Huh?
Oh my gosh, less money.
I say, we could stop for a break.
Ahoy! Break time, chums. There's something up ahead, so we'll be stopping there.
Coming now into view is the Tree of Prophecy, a resplendent tapestry of color against the backdrop of the bleak desert. One theory is that the tree's roots gorge on the land's magla, and still another is that it gorges on those enraptured by its colorful foliage, as though themselves snared by the bewitching magla surrounding the tree. The Gauntlet Runner comes to a stop at its base.
That sounds kind of dangerous. Here we are. Should we get a closer look?
Wow.
It's so pretty.
That's...
It's not just the leaves. It's as though the whole area has been painted red.
Certainly.
This place calls to mind a picture book I read as a child. It told of a great tree located somewhere within the country, whose colors shifted to foretell unusual events in times ahead. How exactly would a tree foretell the future? And how does a plant grow this huge in the middle of a desert? I'm not sure if this explains it, but I'm sensing an incredible amount of magma in the air here. If your hypothesis is correct, that would make this no mere tree. No, sir, but a magical organism that feeds off of magma. It's a matter of scientific research. I must document this discovery. Neris pulled a sheet of paper and a brush from his pocket and began to draw the landscape in front of him.
Hey.
Wow, Neris. How'd you get so good at drawing? Ah, my boy, meticulous documentation is the foundation of all good research. There you have it. I'm finished here. Take it as a keepsake. You're giving it to me? You sure I can have this?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. I've already committed it to the safety of my mind. No need for the sketch itself anymore. Oh, okay. I've received his research picture. The drawing is intricately detailed and can accurately convey the full majesty of this place to a viewer who has never been here before. I should give this to Maria.
Hey there!
You're reading my mind, Gallica. Hey, why don't we give that to Maria? I bet she'd love to see something from our journey, and we could tell her a story about this place. Next time we're in Grand Trad, I should get, yeah.
Huh?
Huh? A magical organism in the form of a tree. Say, aren't fairies in the same classification? Precisely. Gallica is a most precious treasure as well. I've been observing her very closely, which is giving me great insight into my own research into flight.
Huh?
Huh? You've been observing me this whole time? I don't recall you asking, so knock it off.
However,
Turning our attention back to the tree, I've heard that it tints itself blue to herald the arrival of favorable developments. I wonder what manner of anomaly its current color portends. Probably nothing good. Bloodbath.
The Gauntlet Runner arrives in a quiet clearing, concealed by boulders, as darkness reclaims the wilderness for itself. Monsters run rampant in the wilds. To sleep here would be perilous, unless from within the safety of a Gauntlet Runner. The party, secure in their Gauntlet Runner, spends the night in peace, hidden from hungry gazes.
I wonder what kind of place Martira is. Me too. I'm going to go do laundry. I forgot how to do there. I mean, get there. See, my thing is, I currently, as of where I am currently in the story, I don't really like Stroll or what is her name? Hulkenberg very much. I like Hulkenberg more though.
Let's not.
So there's that. Even though I just forgot her name. I can't even wash my clothes.
Let's not.
Oh my gosh, what do I do? I can't wash my clothes. I'm out of sorts. How do I get up this ladder? Guess I'll talk to Hulkenberg.
well met.
Well met. I don't suppose you're overburdened with free time as I am. I'm certainly no stranger to traveling, but I have no idea how to spend idle hours. If the idea appeals, might we talk a bit? I guess. I can't do laundry, so I might as well. This power we have awoken to. I have all sorts of questions, but what I find really curious are these forms we take on. Each has their unique aspects, but one bit they all have in common is their armor-like appearance. What do you make of that? It's bizarre. I've never seen armor like that. True, the designs do set them apart, but it was not their actual appearance I meant to ask about. In my opinion, the armor encloses the raging forces within us, allowing us to direct that power as one directs a horse by its reins. It is said that people lose their magic because they refuse to confront their fears and anxieties, forever unaware of that power lurking within them. Well, explain why, what is his name? Stroll is always anxious during our fights. Okay. Is that not then the very condition to awaken our slumbering power? Also hints why it is so exhausting and why it cannot be maintained for so long. The ravenous appetite I had afterward is proof. We do well to practice diligence maintaining our food reserves.
All right.
It's getting quite late, but we've a ways to go yet, so I would very much like to continue chatting with you. Why did they get money? Oh, that's Mag. Okay.
And the age of a new king draws nearer.